tonight is the most influential and, without question, the richest motivational speaker in the world. Please welcome my biggest late-night competition since the salad shooter, Mr. Tony Robbins.
Before you say anything.
Before I say anything.
I got to thank you.
You've got to get your hand off my knee.
Oh,
all right.
come here, sweetheart.
Hi, Tony.
This has got to be a highlight. I've had the pleasure of being with presidents. I've had the pleasure of seeing some of the top athletes, actors in the world. Being here with you again is such a special thing, but I've never had the privilege of following Raymond and Preparation H. I moved
Raymond, you could help that man. You could help Preparation.
The only person he hasn't reached is Max, though. You want to loosen Max up just a little bit here.
He will. He'll get to Max. Max is staring at us strangely. Now, you know, I think something that's got to grab everybody at home. The minute you come out here, I'm a big guy. You know, I'm 6'4", and, you know, clearly I work out constantly. But you come out here, you're a giant, giant man. Do you use your size to motivate people? I mean, is that your secret? Because you come running into a room and people get motivated just because, look out. Yeah, exactly. You know, if I don't get my act together, this guy could beat the crap out of me.
Actually, I was very small growing up. I was fat, I was small, I was the size of mini-me.
Right.
But when I was in high school, I was 5'1", my sophomore year in high school, and then I grew 10 inches. I heard you had a growth spurt as well.
I had a growth spurt that I've never recovered from. I was actually, yeah, I was kind of short in high school for a while, and then I was one of those people that grew like 4 feet in 1 year. I weighed like 120 pounds. I walked like this for no reason. I thought it was funny, and but it wasn't pretty.
It stuck with you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But I think that would probably help you in trying to motivate people that you're literally physically larger than life.
Well, actually, most people I've reached through audio tape. I've had 35 million people get my audio tapes. In my seminars, I just got back from London. We had 8,200 people. We had 7,000 Germans all on headsets for 4 days in another program I did.
7,000 Germans?
I don't look very big there. Yeah, in a building where Hitler used to speak. It was pretty fascinating seeing the change in these people. It was really a beautiful shift.
Wait, which building is this?
It's in Frankfurt. It's the main area where they do a lot of rock concerts still and so forth. So Hitler, rock concerts, me, we all kind of fit together in that way.
Wow, you don't want that to get out. That could come out wrong. Like Hitler, I believe.
Yeah, but Preparation H. Where can I go from here?
Do you ever meet a lost cause? Do you ever meet somebody who you just, I mean, you can motivate a lot of people, but a guy who's just in your seminar, he's eating Cheeto, and he's like, whatever, dude, you know? And you're saying, come on, you can do it. He's like, no, I dude. And he's got the cheese on his fingers, and it's in his mouth, and does that ever happen? Like, you say, I can't fix this person, I can't motivate them?
Very, very rarely. But I'll tell you, one of the most interesting people I ever met to work with is Mike Tyson after the ear incident. And
what counseling did he need there?
The interesting thing about him is I expected him to be insane, and he's such an extreme person. I mean, he's extremely well-read. He's quoting from all these different books, and he seems so loving. And then a few moments later, he's saying, you know, but sometimes I just think I'd like to push a button, kill every human being on the planet. So I've seen extremes in people at different stages.
That's an extreme,
and everybody has a different state of mind. Everybody has a state of mind where they want to eat Cheetos and lie back on the couch and do nothing. Everybody has a state of mind where they're hungry enough to make a change, and my job is to help them get there.
Okay, now, I think one of the problems with being Tony Robbins is you can't have a bad day. You can't. Like, think about it. You can't just sort of be depressed and, like, having a bad day and walk on, because you are famous for being the guy who's motivating and up. So do you ever just walk around, like, kicking a can, like, I'm having a bad day. I'm having a bad day. Because, you know, all these people would be like, Tony Robbins, what's the matter? Does that ever happen?
Daily. No, I have frustration, I have overwhelm, I have anger, I have all kinds of things like that. But
you sound
it's
crazy.
Like an athlete. I'm like an athlete.
I can help you, Tony.
I hope so.
Listen to me.
But if you do something, if you use a muscle over and over again, it's the most common question I get asked. People say to me, like after an interview, they'll say, you know, off the record, please tell me, you know, don't you go home on the weekend, eat Cheetos, grow your beard, and read Penthouse? And I say, I do some of those things, right? But what I really found is if you put yourself in a certain state of...
Penthouse.
You're quick, I like that.
Yeah.
But if you do these things again and again and again in your body, it becomes natural for you. It doesn't mean you don't have downs, but you just don't stay there.
So you probably hide out when you're depressed. You just have to hide out from everybody because
actually, what really happens is I've had so many millions of people that have used my work now. I've heard just about every story you can imagine, and all I got to do is take a little walk because I get stopped a couple dozen times a day, and somebody comes out and says, "Oh my God, you changed my life." But it's pretty rare. I've been through unbelievable challenges. I'm sure I'll be through many more, but my life right now is so fulfilled. I'm so happy. I'll tell you, I had a time in my life when I was on stage, actually not far from here, at the Continental Center. I had 18,000 people in my seminar. My company went public. I made $400 million that day, and I went home, and I was miserable.
You made $400 million in a day? Can I have $10 million?
It was
You're not gonna miss it. Come on.
My stock.
I won't be here tomorrow.
My stock went public. It was an internet company, so I don't have to tell you the rest of that story.
Oh, so you have had a bad day. I'm having a bad day. I lost $400 million. Right.
But that day, you know, I love people, and I have all this. When you give to people, they give back so much joy and love. I'm sure you experience it here all the time when you're out in the public. And
nope. Yeah, I know the theory of that, yeah.
Well, I know your copy downstairs. I heard him say somebody was signing autographs. I looked at him and I go, that's not Conan. And this other guy said,
that's my lookalike. We sent my lookalike around yesterday.
And the guy was saying, you look so much more handsome in person.
I know.
I was going, what
he
the heck
said
is
that? Didn't get back to me.
The bottom line is, the end of that.
Tony. Motivate me to go on.
I was unmotivated and unhappy because when I went home, I was unhappy in my relationship. I got married when I was 24, and I immediately had a 17-year-old son, an 11-year-old daughter, a 5-year-old son. My wife had been married twice before me, and I had both the kids, and they grew up, and now it was just us, and we had different visions and values. So I made a change in my life. So the best change in my life happened 3 years ago when I applied to that area of my life instead of settling in that area because I was so happy everywhere else. And the lady,
did you like
so I'm
looking
now
at
remarried. She is the greatest gift of my life, to say the least.
Do you like look in a mirror and motivate yourself, like when you get in one of those bad spots? That might work.
No, I just get really grateful. I think gratitude is the ultimate antidote to any pain you got. If you really think you got a problem, all you got to really do is A, try to give something to somebody else, find somebody who's in a worse position, or B, just stop and think what you are grateful for, because there's so much to be grateful for. I'm glad to be back here in New York. I have a lot of friends who are here on the 911 day who are healthy. And I also lost some friends, so coming back here reminds me of how grateful I am to be alive.
Yeah, anyone who has lived here in the last year, you haven't had a bad day since then. We're like, everything's okay since then, because comparatively, life's okay. Unleash the Power Within events will be held next weekend in Southern California, and September 27th through 30th at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. Tony, thanks so much for coming by. Good to have you. Tony Robbins, everybody. We'll be right back with Todd Barry. Stick around.